Yeah, we were thinking like, okay, January would be a good time. We think Tesla will be doing a lot better. Our thesis will look smart then, and we'll look like a couple of smart investors who can show off some great returns. And it seems like the exact opposite has happened. So, but I
Yeah.
think tomorrow is kind of the key day. Obviously, we've
Yep.
got the FOMC meeting, and then obviously Tesla earnings right after that. I think there will be some kind of clear
Microsoft
winners
today.
who are
Yeah.
showing really great operational results, and I think that'll help calm markets as well.
I think that there's reason to believe the Fed will soften its language, and this week is sort of like the apex of uncertainty and volatility.
A really good time to be deploying capital. If this, Russia-Ukraine situation really deteriorates, I think that could have a detrimental effect. Even that, like in the long run, will be kind of noise compared to just the operational execution of the companies.
Do you have any new insight on Tesla earnings, Matt, or any thoughts about any updated thoughts?
Essentially, I'm estimating $2.95 of adjusted EPS. I do think we could surprise on credits, but there's a decent chance the market discounts any sort of news on that regards. The fundamentals of the company hasn't changed. I don't have any new insights per se. I'm sure we'll have a ton to digest tomorrow.
People in Ukraine are thinking that it's high likelihood of Russia starting a war. I could be wrong, but we've had all kinds of political, unrest in Eastern Europe before, and in the Middle East, and it's worrisome. But I'm not sure the actual U.S. stock market has tons of jitters because of that itself.
I think the biggest risk to markets would be if there's some sort of like contagion where other European players come in like to try to defend Ukraine, and you get like the larger powers kind of facing off against each other.
Brokers have the right to increase margin anytime they want. There are some brokers that are a bit more conservative because if there is a major flash crash that's real, other brokers, their customers could be in debt more than the equity they have in their account.
It seems more likely than not to me that the magnitude of the disconnect between what like Tesla Twitter analysts are expecting and what Wall Street's expecting, it's about the biggest disconnect I've ever seen.
I think Tesla is innovating faster than even anyone could copy them anyway.
Their whole history, essentially, they were not profitable. So they had billions of dollars in losses, which can be offset in the future. But they actually never booked those because in the past it has been improbable in the eyes of the auditors that Tesla would be profitable enough to recognize the benefit of the tax losses that they can carry forward.
I think a lot of the holdup is, they don't have enough batteries for the Model Y and Model 3 demand. Most people think that once they kind of saturate that enough, then they'll ramp up semis.
I was actually just looking at the financials before we jumped on here. In the last 12 months, they burned $115 million in operating cash flow, which you'd have to believe if they're successful in scaling the way that they think they are, then that burn rate would decrease over time and eventually flip positive. The upside potential is so massive. I think it's a great time to be going aggressive into Lemonade right now.
I said it's like 50-50 whether they're going to be really successful or they kind of dwindle out and get acquired eventually for pennies on the dollar from where they are now. But Matt, you were like 80-20.
Well, their customer satisfaction is just so high.
Seems like there's a lot of slowing or delaying of the launch cadence because of the COVID restrictions. We're hoping that when that relaxes, that they have a lot of product to move on their floor.
Kind of like what you're saying with Lemonade, though. I think Rocket Lab's a longer term play.
And I think it is a very realistic possibility everyone should be prepared for. I don't think it's probable, but I do think it's realistic.